Tio, do you think Rolly knocks out Tank? He's got.
Oh yeah,
apparently he got the fight. It's official.
Yeah. It's amazing, man. Shout out to both guys putting it on the line, and congratulations to Rolando Romero, man. I think he really does deserve it. You know, Rolly's definitely was somebody that really was shooting for that. You know, and doesn't care. You know, he didn't care who it is and who's in front of him. I think it's a great fight for him. It's a great fight for everybody. It shows because Rolando is a puncher. Real heavy puncher, especially in my division. He's a big puncher. And so is Tank Davis, you know? But Tank Davis has yet to face someone like that. That's a natural 135 pounder. You know, Tank Davis, when he fought the guys at 135, he's fighting guys at 130, 126, some going up to 135. So never someone that was solid and has been 35 for maybe 6 years, 4 years, you know? That's natural weight. So it's gonna be a great fight. It's all about, you know, styles make fights, of course, but somebody's definitely going down.
What do you think? Maybe some of the things Rolly's
I'm putting $100,000 on Rolly.
For real?
Yeah. I'm putting $100,000 on Rolando Romero.
What do you think? Some of the things he will do or has to do to
I
get
just feel
that
like
job?
in reality, like Tank is a solid fighter. He is a solitary fighter. You know, he's very stylistic with it and everything. However, it's just careless. You know, and with a puncher like Rolando, as long as Rolando has the confidence in him, because I could bet on the guy and let him. You know, I'm rooting for him. And I could put 100 for Gervonte Davis. You know, I can root for both guys, but I know where I'm staying at. You know what I'm saying? I know how they feel about us and how they want it to lie, so, you know, fuck it.
Yeah,
Is
what do you
Tank
make
a little
about
similar to you, like in terms of he's fast, powerful, and slick, reflexes?
Well, yeah, he's doing what he has to do, you feel me? Like, that's part of it, you know what I mean? But consistency, you know, look at him, how he is in the off-season. Off-season, when he's not fighting, he's blowing up, you know what I mean? That's not discipline. You know, you gotta have self-discipline in this.
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I might have lost a little bit of respect for Teofimo Lopez on this interview, and I'll tell you why. Now, don't get me wrong. I know him and Rolly are real close, probably best friends, whatever. I get it. I get it, you rooting on your boy. No problem. I had no problem with that whatsoever. But don't act like you giving a clean analysis on the fight. Just say you're going for Rolly. That's all you had to say. But to sit there and be like, well, you know, Rolly does this, Rolly does that, you know, big up Rolly, I get that. But then to say, well, you know, Tank make mistakes and this, that, and the third. Then when the guy from Fighthype asked him, well, don't Tank fight somewhat like you? He was like, yeah, a little bit, this, that, and the third. Then he said, well, but, you know, he don't keep himself in shape in the off season. Now, normally, if you would go back a year or two ago, that would have been exactly on point for us to not keeping himself in shape. So I get him saying that to a certain degree. But if anybody has been following Tank, they'll know over his last 2 or 3 fights that has not been the case. Tank has not over the last year or so, since he moved to Vegas, he has not been showing up in camp fat. In fact, the boy done stayed in the gym since that Leo Santa Cruz fight. And you can say, well, darn, that's only what, 2 fights ago, but that's what I just said, over like the last year or so. But I believe a big part of that was the fact that he was still in Baltimore. Since he moved out to Vegas, you haven't had that problem. So we got to give Tank his props for that. But now, on the other hand, what about Rolly? Because he called Tank out for, you know, walking around fat. And like I said, if you go follow Tank on Instagram, you see him in the gym all the time now. He got several different Instagrams joints where you can go check him out, working out all the time. But what about Rolly? Now, you see right here? Let's click on this and see what this say. You see what he said? Rolly in fat camp. That's what Rolly said. He said that about himself. Truth be told, he be walking around heavier than that. You see what that say? See? 181. So I'm just saying, man, Teofimo, you being a hypocrite. Come on, man. Stop playing. And something else that he said that kind of irritated me when he said, well, Tank make a lot of mistakes. Well, we're talking about Rolando Romero in the ring. Tank Davis actually is defensively responsible. He give you head movement. He don't keep his chin up in the air. He'll step to the side and give you a little bit of footwork and whatnot. He uses his jab. Rolly don't do none of that. It's straight hooks and uppercuts and trying to walk you down with Rolly. That's it. It's no smoke and mirrors. It's no razzmatazz or hocus pocus. It's just come forward, swing for the fences. That's it. So if you're gonna apply criticism to Tank, and you are giving, an analysis on what you think is going to happen, you really think Rolly's going to go in there and just beat this dude up? You really believe that? Now, I'm not saying Rolly don't have a puncher's chance. He definitely, but he telegraphed his punches. Anybody that's defensively responsible, like really defensively responsible, will make a lot of that miss. And we saw that when he actually supposedly won that WBA title, regular title, not regular, gold title, whatever it is. Yeah, I think it's the gold title. But either way, the belt he won against Jackson Marinez, if you really want to say he even won the fight. But man, that dude took him to school. Now, I'm not saying Rolly didn't land anything on him, but he didn't land anything hard enough to hurt him. That dude kept his hand, like, being defensively responsible. He kept his right hand up in the phone booth position, basically non-voided out Rolly's left hook. The dude, man, he telegraphed his punches too much. I'm not saying he won't hit Tank, so that'll give him his puncher's chance, because he will land some shots on Tank, some body shots at that. But for the most part, man, Tank should be able to pick this dude apart and beat him up and eventually do what you just saw him do against Pedraza, which is knock him out. And that leads me to something else that Teofimo said that I must address. He said Tank hasn't really fought anybody except for people that moved up from like featherweight or whatever. He really hadn't, or he hadn't fought anybody at 135 that actually was at 135 for a minute. And I even would say he probably meant 132, because Tank only fought, if I'm not mistaken, one fight at 135, if I'm not mistaken. Matter of fact, he fought Leo Santa Cruz for the 135-pound title. I think it was vacant at the time, perhaps, but they fought at 130. So I get it when you say that. And he fought Yuri Gamboa. Yeah, he fought Gamboa also at 135, but that was the fight he actually moved up. Matter of fact, I think that was for the vacant title. Oh yeah, and by the way, Gamboa had been fighting for about 6 years, I think since like 2013 at 135 when he fought Tank Davis. And he defended it against Leo Santa Cruz. The 130 and 135 title was on the line, because Santa Cruz, if I'm not mistaken, had picked up the title. He had vacated the regular WBA, no, the Super WBA at 130. So they fought for 2 titles. But now here's the catch. Now, I mean, it's only 2 fights, but here's the catch. He also fought Pedraza, who had been going up and down at 135 and 130 previously before he fought Tank. And after he fought Tank, he moved back up to 135 to fight Lomachenko. So he's proven himself by beating, matter of fact, what, 2-3 division champ in Pedraza, who had previously fought at 135. And you looking for a fight, that's one. But the main one I'ma ride on would be the Mario Barrio one, because that's not only somebody that fought at 135, well, excuse me, I'm sorry, my bad, who fought at 140. Forget 135, he moved up to 140 to fight him and took his title. And not only was Barrio the bigger guy, he's a knockout artist. I think he had knocked out like 9 or 10 straight opponents. So I feel you to a certain degree, because that's the argument a lot of people want to put out on Tank. Well, you know, he might have beat a couple champions here and there, but they were like former featherweights and stuff like that. Well, you're going to have that. You're going to have people from lower weight classes moving up, and even from time to time, you'll have people from bigger weight classes moving down to try to make big money fights. I mean, that's just how it is. Matter of fact, you was talking about doing it yourself with Josh Taylor. I mean, it happens. But look, at the end of the day, it's like this. It don't matter who Tank Davis fought. You don't like him. Rolly don't like him. And it's personal. It's personal for you because, like I said, you don't like him. And Rolly is your boy. So, of course, you go root for Rolly. I mean, that's common sense. But don't act like you sit there breaking something down. It's personal. And that's okay. Just like that's how he got the fight. Rolly made it personal. He talked so much smack about Tank. Just like Ryan Garcia did. Eventually Tank said, you know what? I'll give you what you want. Matter of fact, I'm not just gonna give you what you want, I'm gonna give you what you need. And that's these hands. So we gonna see how it play out. And I expect actually a good fight for the first couple rounds. I do think Rolly's gonna bring some heat, but I think Tank is gonna break him down, and after a while it's gonna look rather sad. Actually, the fight that I believe is gonna favor a little bit is Gotti versus Mayweather. I think it's gonna wind up looking that bad. I think Tank's speed is gonna be too much for him. I think Tank's defense is gonna have him puzzled. I don't think he's gonna know what to do, similar to what happened when he fought Jackson Marinez. He looked a little confused. He didn't know how to make any adjustments. I think it'll be a lot like that, except I believe Tank is gonna break him down and beat him up, and eventually probably either wind up stopping him, either by laying him out or beating him up to the point where the referee jumps in. But I don't think Rolly's going to have a good night. But I do think he's going to land some decent shots early, and that's about it. And that's pretty much all I got this Head Busting Boxing on Fight Doctor. Corona free, at least I think I am. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Hit me up in the comment section. Let me know, would you put 100 grand on Rolly Romero? Hell no. I couldn't see myself doing it. I mean, but look, I will say this: if it hit, you go win some money. If it hit, you definitely go win some money. But I couldn't see myself doing it. I see Tank stopping him. But hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what you think. This Head Busting Box is on Fight Doctor. I am out.